The Indiana Hoosiers pick up another big piece of the puzzle on the defensive side as four-star Naperville High School defensive tackle Gabe Hill has made a commitment to the Indiana Hoosiers. This Sunday afternoon, we'll have the video breakdown of Gabe Hill right after we get the intro to the Hoosier football tailgate right here on thehoosier.com. Hello again, I am the coach Shannon Griffith here for the Hoosier Football Tailgate right here on thehoosier.com, a part of the On3 network, and we're going to have another video breakdown today of the most recent commit for the Indiana Hoosiers, bringing their total to 9. Mr. Gabe Hill out of Naperville High School, 6'2", about 270-pound defensive lineman. What I really like about what he shows on film is his physicality at the point of attack, his vertical and lateral speed. You'll see some of the plays that he makes with that, and also the fact that he had 26 tackle for losses and 9 sacks last year as a junior. 4-star recruit. A lot of P4s were in on him and will continue to be in on him because you got to get him to December. So you got to keep your name and everything in front of him. As like I said before, Indiana has as good a brand awareness now as they've ever had, going through the national playoffs, being 10-2. So a lot of positives. They're getting some opportunities to open some doors for some big time recruits, and one of them being Gabe Hill. Let's head on over to the Quick Cut scouting software that we utilize here on the tailgate to break down video, whether it be the Hoosiers or their newest recruit. This gives you a little background of Gabe. Again, 6'2" and change, 270 pounds, but 44 solos, 26 TFLs, and 9 sacks. And I'm telling you, that's a pretty good day's work for a young man. And like I said, you're going to recognize him off the bat in terms of just his get off and his ability to beat offensive linemen at the point of attack. This is just an offensive lineman that's completely overmatched, and Hill getting a sack on the initial play at the line of scrimmage. So he is one of those guys that creates nightmares for offensive linemen and offensive coordinators, because you got to figure out ways to stop him. Here again, he gets by on a swim technique. Very good there. Runs the hoop at the top, brings it in and makes the tackle for a loss, and causes a fumble that ultimately ends in a touchdown for their defense. And so again, ability to make plays, ability to create turnovers has been something that this young man has done his entire high school career, and including last year. This is one of the best plays I think you'll see. Hear him using his physicality at the point of attack. Offensive lineman gets underneath him a little bit here, so he loses some of the leverage stuff and gets throwing down, but he doesn't quit. The quarterback returns and retreats, and what Gabe Hill does here is just great second effort to go make the tackle in space and not being denied even at the point of attack, where he was beaten in theory off the ball and was able to go make the tackle in space. Here's another one that he was able to get back in the backfield on a pulling. His quickness there is just you can't beat, can't scheme up. So like I said, he's going to cause nightmares for a lot of offensive coordinators, and of course the offensive line coach, because this is a guy you've got to think about double teaming in a lot of ways. Again, pure physicality here, getting multiple guys on him, able to split them, get in the backfield, and make the tackle for a big-time loss on a sack after second and short. But Naperville High School up in the Chicagoland area, very good high school, very good football up there. They're at the tip of the top of the food chain, per se, in terms of the top schools in Illinois. But really good competition, big-time P4 recruits up there. And Gabe becomes one of those again. Here he is making a play. Even though the quarterback gets it off, he does enough to distract him, and the ball is tipped in the air. That leads to a interception and he gets a block as well and gets the touchdown. And so you can see why the excitement reigns for this young man in terms of his ability to not only make plays, but also make that effort, on second effort, to make things happen. Even though initially he may have been beaten on the play, he gets up and keeps going. Good motor, big pickup for Indiana. And again, their 26 class is shaping up to be a pretty darn good class, especially on the defensive side of the ball right now, bringing the total commitment number to number 9, and got to feel pretty good with Indiana's efforts right now with this class. It's just a matter of making sure that they stay in front of them, that they keep recruiting them, and not allow them to become somebody that another school flips. And it's going to happen with some of these players because they're too good to try to just go to anywhere else. So Indiana still has the work in front of them, but a good sign that the kids have been open to considering Indiana and ultimately committing to Indiana. And that's what brand awareness does to you. When you get brand awareness for what you do on the field, it opens up the opportunities for you to go recruit some of the better athletes, not just in the Indiana, but throughout the Midwest and country. And you got to tip their hat to Coach Kuntz and Coach Haynes for doing a great job in recruiting this young man and showing him what he could be at Indiana. Reminds me a little bit of CJ West in that regard. So I think they got themselves a good one. I thank you for joining me here again on the Hoosier Football Tailgate right here on thehoosier.com as we break down recruiting videos of those that have committed. And we'll see you again once that occurs. You bet I'll be on it. You'll get as much video in terms of the recruits' background, where they're from, and ability from here, right here at thehoosier.com. But for now, I'm the coach, Shannon Griffith. You've been watching the Hoosier Football Tailgate right here on thehoosier.com, all a part of the On3 network.
Hello, Hoosier Nation. Go to thehoosier.com and take advantage of the 50% off for the first month, then 50% off on the first year of your subscription. You will get wall-to-wall coverage of the Indiana Hoosiers from Alec Lasley, Zach Browning, and the Coach Shannon Griffith on the Hoosier Football Tailgate, all on the Hoosier. Come